Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1982. Today, we're going to talk about Xevious. The story of Xevious takes us back to Namco. We have talked about Namco several times before. Namco has been responsible for games such as Galaxian, Pac-Man, and Bosconian. We last talked about Namco in our video on Pole Position. Namco wanted to create a new 2-button scrolling shooter to rival Konami's Scramble, and got a small development team together. We previously talked about and played Scramble in our video on Scramble and Super Cobra. After a couple iterations based on the Vietnam War, Namco changed the development team. Namco then turned to Masanobu Endo. Endo was originally hired by Namco in April 1981 as a planner, so Endo had to learn programming on the job. Endo wanted the world of the game to be an integral part of the game, so took a specific interest in the game's world, which changed to a sci-fi theme. Endo also created many of the sprites for the game. Hiroshi Ono, who had also worked on Galaga and Dig Dug, also helped with some of the sprites. Many of the sprites are based on several existing sci-fi designs, including designs from Alien, Star Wars, and Battlestar Galactica. Yuriko Kaino, who had worked on Dig Dug and Pole Position, would work on the sound for the game. Xevious is a vertically scrolling shooter. In the game, the player controls the Solvalu, and is tasked with destroying the Xevious forces that are attempting to destroy the Earth. The Solvalu has two methods of attack. It can use its zapper to fire missiles, but can also use its blaster to drop bombs, which will land on a reticle on the screen. Xevious has 16 connected areas, each with their own unique landscape. The game will also spawn an Andor Genesis mothership. This mothership will launch projectiles continuously until the player destroys the mothership by either destroying the core or destroying all 4 blaster receptacles. Namco released Xevious to arcades in Japan on December 10th, 1982. Atari would publish the game in North America in February 1983. That is the short backstory to Xevious. With that now told, it's time to play the game for ourselves. And here we are in the game. This is Xevious. As you can see, we have a brightly colored logo on a black background. Namco does like to do that. Released in 1982, as we have talked about. But here is the actual clip of the game. As you can see, it is a brightly colored background that we're going to be scrolling through. It's something that Namco has been pushing in 1982. We saw it in Pole Position. We see it again here in Xevious. That means that this is going to be quite the powerful machine. It does it through the use of, I believe, 6 microchips, including 3 Zilog Z80s and then 3 video chips released by Fujitsu. So, this is a game that you can spend a lot of time playing without that much skill. So I'm going to be able to play this one for quite a bit. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the high score. High score might be out of my range, but I should be able to at least make the list on a good run. This is a game, as you can see, where we're going to have 2 different levels of enemies. We're going to have those discs at the top level. There's going to be a lot of other enemies at that top level, and then we're going to have stuff on the ground that we're going to need to bomb. Let's go ahead and get in. The game doesn't really show us that much in the demo, so let's head in, see what I can do. And here we are in the game. So, the first thing that I am going to check from here on out is whether games have auto fire, and this game does, which is kind of needed for a game where I have 2 different attack buttons like this. So, I'm going to be using the auto fire kind of exclusively. I can actually fire faster manually, but in order to save my thumb, already I died. I should know better. Those Battlestar Galactica ships, they always stop and fire, and I should have known that was going to happen. For whatever reason, I thought it was going to fly past me that time. So, the auto fire is something that I'm going to be using exclusively because I need to save my thumb, and I need to be able to attack with both attacks. and the auto fire is going to allow me to do that. Alright. I'm not going to recognize all of the franchises that they're throwing at me, but I recognize the Battlestar Galactica ships. They're kind of iconic. Alright, we got some tanks. They are gone. Destroy that. Now, one of the things about destroying things on the ground is that you do have to plan ahead if you're going to get there in time. Alright, we got the big one, and we're through the first level. That's kind of the mark of the end of the first level. Should we die at this point, we'll spawn at the beginning of the second level. The sound and the music is a little weird for me. I wish the song was longer. Alright, got you there. Destroy you before you get a chance. Oh, you're going this way. Okay. Get both of you. Number one thing that I try to do is survive, but that does not always happen. Try to get all four. I got two. Got you. Alright, we got all of them. And there. Nope, too late. If it gets too close, I'm not going to be able to bomb it. But the fact that they tell me where I will be bombing is a big benefit for me, and it's something that we didn't necessarily see in Scramble and Super Cobra. Alright, so now we have these invincible things. As best as I can tell, they are invincible. I haven't been able to destroy them with anything, so we're just gonna kind of fly past them. We should be able to get another life after 20,000 points here, so pretty soon. There we go! Free life. Let's go this way. Also, when you hit these things, the music stops. Which I've always thought was a little weird. Yeah, I'm just going to fly and shoot and not try to bomb anything right now. Alright, there we go. So many Cylons are coming at me. Oh, now we got the fighter jets. No! The ship design, the Solvalu. It is designed after the Nostromo from Alien. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to 40,000 here, but I believe that I'm already on the high score list. Right there, and there. Get both of you. Can I get both of you? We got one. Okay, just avoid that. You notice when you hit those that the music stops. It's very weird. No! Oh, that was the mothership. I wasn't expecting it. I have not been able to destroy the mothership yet. I've practiced a little bit, but I haven't been able to get through the mothership. At least we got a glimpse of it. I'm on my last life, so I'm not sure we'll be able to take a look at it again. Mothership is very powerful. It launches so many projectiles at you. And I believe you have to bomb it. But you can destroy the projectiles with your missiles. Alright, so once again. Music stops. Alright. Alright, I got one. No, it fired me from behind. There's also things on the ground. Alright. And there we go. And it's been scrolling so long that in my mind it's still scrolling. Alright, well, we'll put in something close to my initials. There. There. Alright, we'll try it again. Yeah, there was stuff in the ground that was shooting at me that was invisible. I forgot that they were there and they shouldn't be with the mothership. I feel like you shouldn't introduce both those things at the same time. So we'll do one more run, see if I can't do a little bit better here. For me, it's not necessarily about points, it's about completion, but, you know, the game's slow enough that I can try to go for both. Alright, there, and we got the Cylon ships coming my way. Try to go at them before they get a chance to fire at me, but it's not necessarily easy. Alright. No! I didn't even see it! That was like I saw it too late once again. One bad run is not necessarily going to be the end of me, but man, I really don't want it to be the first one. Yeah, the rings, not too bad. It's the Cylon ships you gotta look out for. Nope, they keep shooting. Yeah, the rings kind of come into the center and then kind of go back the way that they came from. Noticing that pattern. Because I see so many rings, it's hard not to notice the pattern. Oh no. Okay. We made it through that. That should do the trick there, and we're on to stage 2. So yeah, the mothership, you really want to bomb the center. I got one of the blasters, but that's not really what you want to do. You want to go for the center, that way you can do it in a single attack instead of trying to go for all 4 of the sides. No! Damn it! This is not a good run! And then, once you start playing it for a while, at least for me, the game continues to scroll, even though it stops scrolling, because my eyes are playing tricks on me. I don't know if it's doing that through the magic of, YouTube, but it definitely does it in real life. Alright, there we go, bomb that, nope. Just get all of these if I can. You. That ring didn't follow the pattern. Alright, all 4. That's what I wanted to do last time. Got it this time. Very close to another free life here. Nope, you went away. I wasn't expecting. Don't fire at me from behind. Thank you. Okay. Free life again, I need it. Alright, we got it. On to stage 3. Eventually the Cylons start coming back. Xevious forces are strong. Okay. Made it through, I think. There's one of the Cylon forces. Don't. Yeah, the bombing, you gotta be pretty on it. And we have some Nazca lines going on. I think it's supposed to be the Condor. So many enemies coming at me. Did we make it to a new stage without the mothership? That's what it looks like to me. Bomb you. No! No! There was only so much I could do there. Are they gonna start me at the top of that? I missed my bomb. I'm not sure entirely how, and then we had to kind of reset. I think we went back to stage 2 here. They didn't spawn the mothership for me this time. Yeah, once again, don't think I'm going to be able to get the high score. Being, you know, that amount of points, I'm already kind of at the end of my limit. Skill-wise, is not looking likely. Okay. Back to the Invincibles. No! The mothership! No, yeah, I can't. I just can't. Alright. Yeah, everything is still scrolling for me. Let's just put it as blank. I don't have time to put my name in. Alright, so that is the game. That's about as good as I can do. If I might be able to get the mothership if I got lucky, but they're spawning so much on the screen at me at the same time that I'm just not sure I'll be able to do that unless I specifically practice that. But that is the game. So with the game now played, let's talk about how it holds up today. Playing the game today, I do have to say the game is a lot of fun. The game has a lot going well for it. It has bright colored graphics that are filling the screen that keep you engaged. The auto scroll is nice. The gameplay is good with the auto fire honestly being my favorite part of it. The auto fire keeps you engaged, and then the bombs add a new mechanic that we don't see too often these days. We have seen it a bit. We saw it in Scramble and Super Cobra, but the bombs in this version seem to be working better because I know where they're going to land, and that is very helpful, and that was not the case in Scramble and Super Cobra. Like I said, the graphics are probably one of the best of any of the games that we have seen. Namco seems to be very good at graphics in 1982 between this and Pole Position. In terms of the difficulty of the game, I feel that it is a good ramp up unless they spawn a mothership on you. And they did that for me. It looks like 2 out of the 3 times that I was going through the level, they spawned that mothership on me, and it was such a ramp up in difficulty so quickly that I got caught off guard both times. And even knowing that it was possible for it to show up, I have like one shot of landing the bomb, and if I don't land it, then I'm going to die. I don't have the skill set to be able to get through that. But once you can get through that hurdle, there is a lot of game for you to play. We only made it through, I believe, 2 or 3 levels. I think 3. And there are 16, so there's a long game for you to play if you have the skill set to make it over those hurdles. And that mothership is the biggest one for me, and I don't have the skill set to get over that. With that said, you can play a long time with a quarter even if you're new. You can hold the button down and start playing and start avoiding all the enemies that are coming your way, and you can have a good time playing this game, so it's hard not to recommend this game. In terms of how it holds up, I think it holds up pretty well. The weakest spot for me would be the sound, especially the music that's going on. It's a very short cycle for the sound, and I think that is really to the game's detriment. As best as I could tell, it was about, like 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds? It was very short, and for it to continually cycle on a loop, it made for a not so good experience for me. So I wouldn't necessarily say bad. It wasn't necessarily a huge takeaway, but I feel that was something that could have been improved. But they put so much into the graphics that I feel that the sound had to be sacrificed as a result. We have seen stuff from Yuriko Kaino before, who made the sound, and we've liked it, or at least I have. So to see kind of a step down for a game like Xevious is a disappointment, but I think it's one that was due to circumstances and not necessarily due to Yuriko Kaino's skill set. But overall, this is a game that I do want to get better at, but I see that hurdle of the mothership and just kind of lose hope in making it past that. So it's not necessarily a game that I will necessarily come back to, but there are definitely a lot of people that would enjoy trying to get over that, looking at that hurdle and saying, I'm going to do it. But for me, it was such a steep curve that It's something that I will probably avoid, but if you have not played Xevious, I would recommend playing it. It is an important game in the history of video games, as we will talk about, but it's also high quality, and I think it's something that does stand the test of time, except for the sound. And that's my modern take on the game. When the game was released, Xevious proved to be popular. Xevious would become the highest grossing game in Japan since Space Invaders. In America, though, the game was not nearly as successful, although it would prove relatively popular. The game would only sell around 5,300 units by the end of 1983. The critics also loved the game at the time. In particular, they loved the graphics, the originality, and the challenge. As time has gone on, the game has remained popular. It is seen as one of the most influential and important shooters of all time. Xevious would inspire ports, sequels, and re-releases. We will keep an eye on these as we continue. As for Namco, the success of Xevious, especially in Japan, would keep Namco one of the biggest names in video game development. We will talk about Namco again in the future. Masanobu Endo would continue to work for Namco creating video games. We will hear from Masanobu Endo again. Hiroshi Ono would also continue to work at Namco. We will hear from Hiroshi Ono again. Yuriko Kaino would also continue to work at Namco creating sound design, so we will hear from Yuriko Kaino again in the future as well. That will do it for the story of Xevious for now. My name is Baller Scuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video when we keep going up.
Thank you.